So welcome everybody. Welcome to the Daily Intimacy. It is Tuesday, July 7th. I just honestly can't believe it's July and that word just came out of my mouth. Like, what happened to the time? Wow. So just a reminder, you can have Speaker View or Hollywood Squares. So your choice, and you can flow back and forth between those screens. And we're just checking in right now for those of you that are just arriving, saying hi, letting us know where you're zooming in from, and scale of 1 to 10, how you're feeling this morning, 10 being rockstar awesome, 1 being not so great, depressed, depleted. I know we've all felt a range of things, being human and all, and especially probably more of a, in my experience, is more of an up and down all around during the last couple of months. So daily intimacy is a really, for me, and I hope for all of you that come and keep coming back, a lovely way to ground and begin your week and learn something new and connect with community. And it's really been wonderful how the community has just established itself over many, many years, but certainly over the last, I guess, 4 months. So welcome to those of you that are, showing up now. Good to see all of you. So I'm going to begin with a centering, and then I'm going to introduce our guest for today. And so what I would invite you to do right now is to take a deep breath and exhale. Laura, if you can't hear me, I'm just seeing that in the chat. Maybe go out and come back in, and that'll probably fix it. She can't hear me, so if I say that, that makes no sense. So another deep breath, filling the belly, exhale, relaxing your shoulders, and gently close your eyes. And another. I'm hoping everybody can hear me because somebody just, yes, I can hear you. So I'm assuming you can hear me. Yeah, and just to roll the shoulders. Any little micro movements you need to make since we're all just waking up. So maybe head left and right. Maybe little shoulder rolls and neck rolls. We are going to do some waking up with Yulia in a little bit. But right now I'm going to invite you to go a little bit deeper with the breath. Coming to stillness. And turning your gaze from outward to inward. And really looking inside. Give yourself a moment to scan the inside of your body and what's happening. Sometimes you can notice something physical show up. And sometimes you might notice something emotional first. But with the breath, just follow the way it moves in and out. Tuning in from belly all the way up to your heart and your throat chakra. And notice as you continue to breathe that your body is relaxing and the breath is expanding in the front of your body and also in the back of your body. Really filling your torso, filling your whole body with breath. fastest path to connection with yourself, to slowing down and calming down your nervous system, if that's what's needed. And then allow to come into your awareness one thing you're grateful for this morning. Maybe more than one will come flowing through, but at least one. And when that one thing comes into your mind, turn the volume up on it, which is my way of saying making it more intensified. Really appreciate. And if you have an image in your mind, you might turn the colors up more bright than they are. Sort of expanding the vibration, seeing it more clearly. That can take many forms, this turn the volume up. But in other words, when we do our gratitude practice, the first piece is to name it, and the second piece is to feel it. Because as my friend Charlie says, we don't get what we want in our lives, we get what we resonate with. And so we want to feel the vibration of the gratitude, so that more of that experience becomes attracted to you and you to it. So with that, I invite you to have a breath. Exhale and let that land on all the cells of your body. And take another breath in, coming back to the chair you're sitting in or the room you're standing in. The community we're in right here. And gently open your eyes when you're ready. Great. Okay. Welcome. Can you guys hear my dog barking? I really want to go put him in the crate. Somebody want to say something while I do that? It's only going to take me like 30 seconds. Unmute
Talk
yourself.
among ourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. Yulia, say hi. I'll be right back. Oh, wait, you're muted, Yulia, so go ahead and unmute. Yep, I'll be right back.
Hello, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you all feeling?
Feeling good. It's great to be here.
Great, great. I'm excited to share the practices we're going to go over today to get you in your body, moving, activated, and juicy. It's a great way to open up and start the day, in my mind. Yeah.
Oh, poor thing, he was stuck. He doesn't usually bark in the morning like that. And I was like, what's
Good thing you went to
on?
look at him.
I know. He's only 5 pounds, so, you know, being stuck is pretty traumatic. Being stuck for anybody would be traumatic. Thank you.
I liked how he didn't give up, you know?
Yeah.
He was like barking until.
Yeah, exactly. Persistent. Yes. Okay, I don't know what you said, Yulia, but maybe you just said hi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
So
we're gonna go over.
Okay. Good. So
He said all sorts of nice things about you.
Oh, good.
I love him so much.
That's good to know. So I would like to say a word or two about you and then dive in. So Yulia and I met at a place called Ångsbacka, which is an amazing place in Sweden. It's, if you have never heard this word before, I'm actually going to put it in the chat because it is a place to know about. I never thought I would get there, but I happened to be invited to a wedding last summer, and it was happening at Angsbaka. This is through the Tantra community. And it's basically a retreat center. And I guess things are different this summer, but typically they have one retreat after the next, week-long retreats all summer long. It's like yoga and meditation and dance and Tantra. And I mean, you name it, it's there. I mean, you really could spend the entire summer and have, like, in my opinion, just have like the most amazing summer. And it's a beautiful, beautiful place right in the kind of middle of the country there. And it's really a place to know about. And actually these days they're doing some online chanting and things. And that's, so it's, if you get connected, you'll get a window into it. Anyway, so we met at the Tantra Festival there in 2019. And then we ran into each other at the end of the Tantra Festival in California, which was in September. And we were clearing our dishes, and Yulia's like, wait, I think you said, I know you, something like that.
Yes.
Didn't we meet somewhere? Anyway, so it was really nice to reconnect. And then, yeah, we spent time together in Puerto Rico last December when Colin and I were leading the retreat, and Yulia was there, and it was incredible. And she's been teaching all over the place now, well, before the pandemic.
Yes.
Yeah. And so teaching a lot of Tantra workshops, and we're going to talk about that some more. So anyway, it's really a pleasure to have you here, and thank you for.
Thank you for having me.
You're so
Feel
welcome.
so honored.
Yeah. So I don't usually do an interview for those of you that are here for the first time. And I'm not planning on doing a full interview today, but I thought it just came to me this morning, actually yesterday or the day before, to ask you some questions and have you tell some of your story, because I think it's really valuable and really interesting. And Tantra is one of those things also, like, I'm thinking of what led you there, but also Tantra is one of those things that has, like, you know, everyone who says the word has a different definition. So what I would love to do is start by having people put in the chat first what their perception of Tantra is. Just a word or a sentence, you know, like, you know, it's so many things. It's such an ancient practice, and has roots in many places. And so, yeah, great. Earth, alignment. Hey, Marcy. You know, people just have, I mean, and there's no right or wrong, right? I mean, there's just, yeah, through Kundalini yoga, yeah, white Tantra, yeah. It's a lot of my practice. Yeah, for some it's about sexuality, for some it's about awareness and connection. For some it's a spiritual practice. Balance, nice. Yeah, like the masculine, feminine. I don't know if that's what you meant, Vlad, but that's what comes to me when I see balance. The masculine, feminine polarities. Yeah, balance and divine connection and energy. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it's one of those. it captures my attention because it's mysterious, and it's magical, and it's grounding, and I really strive for grounding often, and coming from a grounded place. And so those practices for me have been really, really grounding. And for those of you sort of meeting me for the first time, or the early stages of meeting me, I discovered Tantra in a relationship back in 2003 or something, 2003 maybe. And it was, I had no idea what Tantra was at all. It wasn't even a word that came into my mind, like nothing I spent any time thinking about. But I was making love with my partner, and I had this like mystical experience of what I call God. And what I called God at that time, which it was also not a word that I was using in really any context at that time either, but it was the only word that I could find to describe what I had experienced. And it piqued my curiosity so much because I had never had an experience like that before. And I was like, okay, I'm sort of part of the, sort of overeducated, something comes into my awareness. I'm less so now, but I would then like study it, study. And so I was like, wow, that was amazing. I have to find out more. So I started studying, and I met different teachers. I decided not to go down like one path of one course of study, which was really good advice that came to me from a friend and someone in the community. But anyway, it really led me down a spiritual path, is the bottom line. It started out in this sort of mystical sexual experience, but it led me down my own personal spiritual experience. And I always like to throw this in too. It led me to heal a really pretty severe case of adrenal fatigue, which I was experiencing at that time. But the Tantra practices enabled me to ground and also learn about receiving and filling myself up with energy instead of pouring out energy, which I had been doing as a habit and a pattern in my life for various reasons. What was very, very depleting, Vlad. You said you were feeling depleted today. So it's over time, it took some years and some other things, but those Tantra practices really taught me about how to take in energy and replenish. And, the level of exhaustion and fatigue I was experiencing was really, really intense and painful. So I'm sort of blown away by that. So yeah, that's a little bit. I haven't shared that on the Daily Intimacy yet, so thanks for listening. Yeah, and so how about you, Yulia? How do you come to this?
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was ready for a change in my life. I just didn't know what that change was, but I knew that I was calling it in. And I went to Burning Man for the first time. And I found Tantra through a class, actually through shaking. It was a shaking class, which we're going to do a little bit today. And I discovered some pain that I had, that I didn't understand why I was crying, why I was feeling so emotional. And that sparked my curiosity. And I knew in my mind, I knew there was something wrong with me, but I couldn't pinpoint what was wrong. So I only thought it was because I had sex before marriage, that I was punished and I couldn't feel pleasure. But, that was like in the back of my mind. I just kept calling in, and through a Tantra massage, I discovered that I had sexual abuse when I was a child through my stepdad. And it was like reliving everything. It was like a memory that was locked away, like sparked up, and I was able to realize that. And I was so fascinated by the healing that I was able to reach through Tantra, that I was like, I need to embody this and share with others, because I went from feeling numb, feeling no emotions at all. I grew up very depressed and very introverted, to actually feeling happiness and feeling the love vibration and feeling connected to people. I feel like sometimes we build walls to protect, for certain in my case, but then I also blocked happiness and love and the power of touch and the power of pleasure. So it just really transforms me. And I'm very passionate about sexual abuse and the power of Tantra that can really free you. I found freedom in my body, in myself, and it's still always a work in progress. But I look at myself 10 years ago and the happiness that I embody today, it's everything is worth it. It's everything. So yeah, so that was my reason.
Wow, that sounds really powerful.
Yes, it was. Still is.
Yeah, right, still is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you kind of referenced there how you grew up, and the piece about sex before marriage, and wondering if that was, something that was hanging over your head. So it sounds like quite the contrast
Yes.
to what
Yes.
opened up in you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, it's really a burden that you carry through society and religion. When you find that freedom, it's like, for me, it's like the ultimate. When I found that freedom ticket in my body, I was like, it's like almost like getting rid of the chains that held me down. And those chains come up every once in a while, and it's working to get them off again. But it's like you have tools that empower you. So it gives you hope that, oh yeah, I can actually find happiness and feel good in my body and feel connected, feel aligned, and feel pleasure and joy when I didn't. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you also found your purpose, your life purpose.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, nice. That's awesome.
Through all the power manifestation, I feel like when you want something bad enough, you manifest. You have the power to create your reality. And I literally manifested teachers that I've never met before to be like, hey, I work with Tantra and with women that have been abused. And in my mind, I'm like, well, I haven't been abused. Because, right, that memory is locked away. So I just trusted that I manifested this teacher. And yeah, I found all of this healing and memories. But if I wouldn't have trust myself and I wouldn't have trust spirit that is working with me for my healing and my freedom, I wouldn't have trust this random person that came out of nowhere at a festival and be like, you can be and stay at my house. And I'm just like, okay, I trust. You know, it takes courage. And I feel like if you want it bad enough, you need the courage to step out of the comfort zone and like be open to spirit to work with you. And when you leave that space, then spirit has space to work with you. Sometimes we control everything, so there's no space to. So I feel like in a festival, you're so open, right? Because like you're just going with the flow, because there's like not an itinerary. Then spirit works through you. So I suggest, Burning Man if you can. It changed my life.
That's funny, but it's really important what you said before we move into a practice, which we're going to do in a minute. Leaving space for spirit to connect with you, or I mean, you can say that in many different ways. Leaving space for curiosity. We try to control things, and we think things are black and white, and I know I certainly do that, and then I'm sort of locked into it being a certain way. And when I can just take a breath and leave a little tiny, even just a little tiny window to be curious, it can open up, a lot more. And that's when I'm listening to what I would say, divine source or spirit, or just my inner self and my inner wisdom. And that gives us a lot more breathing room.
Yeah, and like open up for spontaneity. Did I say that?
Yeah, spontaneity, exactly.
Spontaneity.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, so we have
about 25 minutes. And
okay.
We can still go back and forth, and people can feel free to, I didn't mean to say it that way, people. I want to say, feel free, those of you here, to ask questions, to put them in the chat, and we'll just make sure Yulia sees them. But let's move into a practice.
Yes, great. So closing your eyes, if you're sitting down or standing up, bringing your hands, one hand to your heart and another one to your belly. And taking a deep breath into your heart. And exhale, relax your jaw with the sound. And again, deep breath in. Hold your breath for a second and exhale with sound. One more time. Hold and exhale. And rubbing your hands together. creating energy and heat between your hands. And I invite you to think of a place in your body, an organ that needs a little extra love right now. So think of all the love you have for your body, for your life, for being this human body. And imagine a ball between your hands, all this love ball. And when you have the part of your body, your organ that needs that extra love, you're gonna place your hands, that ball, right on top. So don't think too much, just let your hands guide you. Just taking a deep breath in. And exhale. Releasing everything that's holding us back and inviting that creative energy, curiosity into our bodies. Great, taking one more inhale. Now you're welcome to stay with your eyes closed so you can see me, up to you. And I invite you to start moving your chest. You're making a circle with your chest. Just keep focusing on your body. Notice what emotions come up, any thoughts, any memories. Just watch those thoughts. Just keep moving your body. And now we can change to the other side, leading with your chest. Taking deep breaths. Exhale with sound. Breath and sound and movement really release stagnant energy. So this is a great opportunity to activate your body, to release stagnant energy. And now we're gonna take our hands, and we're gonna move, bring your chest forward, look up. You can keep your eyes closed and look at your third eye. And you're gonna exhale, bringing your elbows close and circling your spine. And inhale again. Breathe, and it's like you're opening, saying hello to a beautiful day. And closing, bringing that energy into your body. And one more time. Saying yes to life, saying yes to yourself. And exhale. Bringing your chest down. And now we're going to come up, and we're going to do a little bit of shaking. So stand up. And bring your feet as parallel to each other as possible, and hips distance apart. So that your feet look like this. So maybe like this or like that. You want to bring them forward. And then you're going to take a breath, and we're going to start shaking. So bend your knees, inviting movement in your body, inviting juiciness, connecting to our body, our energy, and releasing everything that we hold in our body, any emotion, tension. So think of anything you're ready to release. This is a great exercise to embody that. So you can imagine sand on top of your shoulders. And as you shake, all that dirt, all that sand is coming off into the earth. Inviting your jaw, relax your jaw. Deep breath into the belly. Exhale. Yeah, open your mouth. Stick out your tongue if you feel like it. Shake your booty. Shake everything that shakes in your body. And you're welcome to go at your own pace. If you feel any pain, slow down. If you have more in your body to go a little bit faster, you can explore that as well. Now I invite you to close your eyes. And just breathe and bring all your awareness to your body. And notice what your body's releasing. Notice your breath. Notice your body becoming freer, lighter. So breathing in new energy, creative energy into your body, breathing in love, and releasing tension. Slowly coming to a pause, slowly bringing your body to a stop. Keeping your eyes closed. Ask your hands where's another part of your body that needs some extra love, and let your hands go to that part in your body, that organ. You can rub it, bringing all this energy that's been activated to that place. It's been complete stillness, bringing your hands to the level of your belly, holding your belly. Bringing one hand to your heart, taking a deep breath. And then releasing the hands. And keeping your eyes closed, we're gonna dance to the beat of our hearts. So just letting your body move the way it wants to move. So close your eyes. Don't worry about anything. Just invite your body to move the way it wants to move. No judgment. Just allow intuitive movement. Our bodies are intelligent. They know how to heal. So just listen to your body. Does it need more water? Does it need more movement in the mornings? Does it need more meditation? What is your body telling you? What is your body expressing? You're welcome to move around, move your legs. Just create that movement that feels good. What does my body need right now? What kind of movement? We can bring our knees and hands in all fours, if that's comfortable for you. If not, you can stay standing up or in a chair. But if you are in all fours, you can just move like cat-cow. Move your spine. And then circling to one side. And circling to the other side. So whatever movement, you're just trying to move your hips. Just whatever movement your hips can do, it feels good for you. For me, it feels good circles. And you can do some figure eights if that feels good for you as well. That feels awesome for me. It opens up my hips. Our thighs and hips hold a lot of emotion. Also a lot of trauma. So sometimes you can be dancing and something activates and releases. And you just release a lot of emotion. And you free yourself. So moving the hips daily, really, you create more freedom in your movements and you feel looser. So bringing your hands down to your hips, coming back to a sitting position or lotus. Bringing one hand to your heart and another one to your sacks. Take a deep breath. If your body still wants to slide from side to side, that's completely welcome, or standing still, however your body wants to move. And we're going to imagine bringing one tube. This tube is going to connect our hearts to our sacks. So imagine a tube coming from your heart all the way to your sacks, and another one coming from your sacks all the way up to the heart. Connecting both of our organs together, bringing love to your sacks, to our pleasure, bringing pleasure to our hearts. Often both of these organs are separated and we think this is good for me, and then our hearts is like no, and then vice versa. So when we connect our hearts and our sacks and we tune in, they speak to us. And when they're in alignment, our choices become really, really beautiful. And you're supporting both your love, your heart, and your sex. So take 3 deep breaths into your belly. Sending love to all of your body. Another one. Breathing into our sex. Sending love to our sex, sacredness, joy. And rubbing our hands together again. Bringing our hands all the way up. You're welcome to look up. And imagine everything that you're longing for, that you're wishing. It's coming right now. Visualize a color, the first color that comes to your mind. If no color comes to your mind, you're welcome to pick a color. And bring that color all the way into your crown, the top of your head. Breathe that color into your third eye. Breathe it down to your throat chakra. Breathe. Breathe it into your heart. And down the hands all the way down to your belly. Bringing it all the way down to your knees, your feet, and to the earth. Notice how your body feels. Notice your mind. Notice your energetic body. Notice your breath. Thinking of that gratitude. What am I grateful for today? Thank you for. Thank you all for this beautiful opportunity and for opening up and showing up for yourself this morning. Slowly coming back, moving your body, opening up your eyes. Welcome back. We have,
Oh, that was amazing.
feels so good.
Oh my gosh, you're just reminding me. I'd love to hear in the chat how people are feeling. And also, if anybody wants to speak, just put me in the chat and we'll unmute. I would love to hear. But ooh, I'm still coming back, but I just had to say how amazing that felt. Oh.
Felt really good. Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, that's, wow, so powerful, wonderful exercise. Yeah, if anybody wants to unmute, just put me in the chat first and we'll hear a share. But I'll just say, you know, I don't do a lot of the Kundalini shaking for some reason. And it's really such a powerful exercise. And phew, I feel for me, this time of the pandemic has been so much of a cleansing and decluttering and letting go, freeing on so many levels, and it just continues. Like this week was so intense on that, in that realm. And when I got to when we started with the shaking, it just felt like shaking off the, you know, the remnants and just really being able to let go and bring life back to my body in the spaces, you know, that get opened when we cleanse. So yay. How was that the amount of time that you would suggest?
So you can, for the shaking, I would do 20 minutes.
20
but
minutes.
if you're starting, that's like the practice, 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But I would start like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, because it is very powerful. So you want to slowly get to 20 minutes. Yes, but it's completely incredible. There's an ashram in Bali that it's the shaking ashram, where you actually shake for 8 hours a day.
Oh my God.
And people go in like with not being able to walk, and they come out. There's this one lady that like came in crutches and came out walking, like just walking out of the ashram. And so shaking is very powerful.
You're kidding me.
No, yeah. So sometimes when I'm very overwhelmed, when I'm traveling, like when I go through TSA and all of that is very intense for me. So I go into the bathroom, and in the stall I start shaking to release, so I can like relax in the airplane. And it works wonders, especially when there's a lot of people. And right now with the pandemic, and a lot of people are holding fear, so you want to just like shake that, because it grabs onto us.
Wow, very cool. I'm adding that to my morning practice. I see Andy unmuted. I don't know if that was because you wanted to share, but love to hear you if you did or do.
Yeah, I would love to hear if anybody also is sharing.
As I was unmuted, but
Can you speak up a little more just so we have more volume?
sorry. It's one of those things that I always forget how good it is. Like we've done similar things at your previous, and it's one of those things that I always forget I could be doing when I'm not feeling great. So I'm gonna somehow figure out how to remind myself to do that more often.
Yay. Yes, that's great. Like putting some music and shaking.
Yeah.
Or even without, right?
Thank you.
Thanks, Andy. Anybody else want to share? Nancy?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I can share. So, you know, when you started talking about moving and shaking, and I just decided, I was inside, I just said, I really want to go outside. Like I moved with my whole computer outside. And it was just, I don't know. I think all of this is like trusting your intuition and being able to move outside. And I realized like once we stopped and just sitting here, I could feel like the air blowing by me. I can hear the birds, you know, the colors. I mean, all of a sudden, everything just seems brighter. So I really appreciate the opportunity to shake off whatever keeps me closed and open up to a really amazing experience. So thank you.
I love that your body was like, we're going outside.
I said, I better take my computer or I won't be able to hear what we're doing.
Oh, I love it. The sun looks great on you.
I saw you moving outside. I was like, yes. Thanks, Nancy.
Thanks.
So Emily says, I'm feeling exhausted and sore today. Thinking moving more wouldn't feel good, but it really did. Ah, my body needed it. Yeah, that's that fine line, isn't it? When you're tired, and I know that happens for me, but I'm not sure whether the right thing is to rest or actually move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually after movement, you feel better, but it's like that initial, you have like a 5-second window to say yes or no. And it happens to me. It's like, oh, should I do yoga right now? And they're like, my body's like, yes. I'm like, oh, maybe in an hour. And then I don't do it. It's like, oh. But when listening to the body, I feel like when we tune in, the body speaks. So listening to the body, it's like, it has helped me a lot. Some days I don't want to do anything, and I give myself permission to not do anything. And that's also good.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is that like, not to do anything at all the whole day? Where are you in Puerto Rico now, Yulia?
So I'm in San Juan, and so when I don't do anything, it's like basically I can just lay on the floor and I listen to audiobooks, and I can just be laying there, or I can just paint. I love painting. So for me, like when I'm painting or I dance, I don't do anything, or I can just sit in the hammock and not do anything, or go to the beach. I guess I'm still doing things, but I mean, when like sometimes we can be like, no, I need to get this done, and we don't allow ourselves to also just slack a little bit. Sometimes it's okay to just slack and give yourself permission, like, all right, tomorrow I'll do this, but today I'm just gonna not do anything. And when I think about that, it releases the pressure, and then when I need to do what I need to do, it's like with good energy, like creative energy, like I'm ready to like tackle that. Because I feel like right now we're just like going, and I felt exhausted. And so I'm noticing like when my body like just, speaks to me. And when we bring your hand to the heart and to the belly and you ask a question, you get an answer.
Yeah, you're also speaking to the masculine and feminine polarity without using that language right now. But the doing being the sort of masculine, and again, not biology, not body, but just masculine energy that we all have inside ourselves. And that's the doing, get things done, get this accomplished, meet this deadline, follow this agenda. I wrote it down, I'm going to complete the task. And then what you just described is the feminine, just relaxing back, lying down on the floor, listening to the book, painting, creative flow, going to the beach and the awareness and all the senses that get activated, all about the feminine flow. And
it's a great balance when they weave together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Really important. And I think, we all know this, but I'll just say the obvious. We're in a culture where the masculine is so much more prevalent and honored and activated as the goal, how we tell ourselves we're okay because we get these things done, labels and roles and all of that. And the feminine is less so respected and honored. And so, yeah, I just want to breathe that in.
Yeah.
Let's hear from Andrew, and then Mitchell with that has a question, ways to activate the male and female energy. So I would just say ways to activate. I'm going to rephrase that question, which is ways to activate the feminine energy, because the masculine energy is pretty activated in ourselves, like we couldn't get through our day without the masculine energy. And maybe when people feel like procrastination or it's hard to get motivated, maybe that's a place where the masculine energy does need some activation. So before Andrew speaks, in the little bit of time we have left, Yulia, can you respond to that question that Mitchell asked?
Yes. So I think of my masculine as what it would look like. So I would look like this and I would wear this. So I would suggest for you to visualize your feminine energy, what she would look like, what she likes. You can speak to it, like write down, my feminine likes this and it would love for me to activate more this or do more of this. So when you talk to your feminine energy, it will speak to you. So I think like movement and, you know, just going with the flow, but really know what you enjoy. Like what is your feminine enjoy that you find like really good, and then do that every day. And that might be just moving your hips, for example, or that might be anything that connects you to that free moving. It can be, you know, anything that you feel like it's like, okay, this expands me, this makes me feel in my body. That it could be even smelling a flower, you know, it could be a scent, or like touching your skin, like embracing what is my feminine would like to move like. And you can close your eyes and you can see, I invite my feminine to express through my body. And then just notice what your body expresses. Be open to knowing that your body speaks and we can communicate. I think that's, for me, I really like that.
It's a great inquiry because it's different for everybody.
Yes, so you have to find out that what's that for you.
Yeah.
For me, when I get into my feminine, I love to put lipstick on and makeup and like look really beautiful. And I just feel like roses are coming out of me. Like I love the scent. I love like just moving around. And when I'm in my masculine, it's like, okay, this is what we need to do. I feel organized. I feel like grounded. Like, yes, let's do this.
Yes.
So like finding that out, like what is your feminine like, what is your masculine like, you really find really amazing new features about yourself, and that we're not just linear, we're just multi-dimensional.
Right. And also, yeah, and intentionally bringing balance, which is really important, especially right now. Let's have Andrew. We got a couple of minutes.
I was just reacting to what Yulia was saying about, painting or listening, and it just reminded me of this thought there is of both doing and not doing at the same time. That in a sense, that's kind of something we're pointed towards, is just while you're doing, there's a quietness inside yourself. So that was just a reflection.
Yes, thank you. So good to see you.
Nice. Yulia, thank you so much. It's so great to see you, first of all. I haven't laid eyes on you since December. And I just love what you brought. I love the grounded way you brought it. I love how you, just being who you are, reflect that masculine and feminine. Like when you describe that in yourself, I'm like, yeah, that's how you are. You know, like both aspects, you know. And yeah, I really appreciate that balance. It's clearly integrated inside you, you know. And of course, like you said, work in progress. We all are, but I can really feel that in you, and I really am appreciating that about you right now.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. You know, we're the best teachers are just being who we are.
Yes.
It looks like Nancy has something to add, so I'd love to hear your voice one more time, Nancy.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking with like you've got your masculine, it's got to do stuff, and then you've got your feminine that just wants to relax. I find there's real power in how do you integrate, or in investigation, like how do you integrate the two? Because I feel like I do have a lot to do, but I find the more I bring the feminine and I'm nicer to people and more connected and related, that things organically happen. It's not, you don't always have to bring a hard edge. I just had an experience with somebody who really brought a hard edge to a project we were doing. And I just decided I don't want to work with that person. And then I brought some different energy to it and we got the project done. So I'm really interested in this whole, how do you integrate them? Because it's not like one or the other, you are both. So how do you integrate them in a way that's powerful and fits your divine purpose that moves things along in that way?
Oh, what a beautiful question.
Yes.
Go ahead, Yulia.
So for me, is coming to a commitment from your feminine and your masculine. For me, my feminine likes to leave things, you know, like, oh, I'll do that later. And my masculine suffers because it's like that anxiety. It's like, we gotta do this, we gotta do this. So I've written down, this is what my masculine needs from me, my feminine, and what my feminine needs from my masculine. So I committed to, when I feel the anxiety, my feminine is gonna be like, okay, we're gonna do it now and we're not gonna leave it till tomorrow, for example. So just finding out by embodying your feminine, asking what she needs, how she feels, and then embodying your masculine. So your masculine will be, it's like, I really stress out when you are always late. I would like to be on time. And then your feminine is like, okay, I can work on that. We'll be on time. And there's a commitment. So that's, I think, like, that's where, yeah, you find a balance. But you have to find out what that is for you.
Yeah, that's great. It's very helpful.
Yeah, that's really, really beautiful, Yulia. Yep. That's exactly the way that I did it inside myself too. And like, yeah, brought some more, it's a longer conversation and it's 10 o'clock, but yes. yes, that's beautiful. Thanks for that question.
I do a whole workshop on it. Like, it's so much there.
Yeah, really great. Wonderful. There's still questions and we're out of time. I guess we can say, Yulia, people can contact you.
Yes, through Facebook, and can send me the questions as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Facebook and my website, and social media, which is Instagram. Mm-hmm. And we can write all of that so it could be accessed to all of you.
Yeah, I'll be sending out your contact information so people will be able to connect with you. I know you're really active on Instagram and also Facebook. And so
Facebook,
people can tune in.
And I'm offering sessions, coaching sessions,
great
sessions, and female also empowerment. So if you're interested to go deeper and awaken that power, so they're all online.
Great, yeah. I mean, and that masculine feminine piece you can do that through
definitely.
coaching. That sounds really, really great. Yeah, great. Okay, so I'll be sending out your email and your contact info, the recording from today, if anybody wants to listen to it again or share it. And next week, I have a dear friend, Hillary Lake from Western Mass, and she is a powerhouse as well. And it's good. She's been really passionately embracing something she's calling embodied activism and looking at racism and social injustice through embodiment and through embodied practices. And she's just, oh my gosh, she's amazing, like Yulia. So I encourage everybody to come back. Yeah, some of you know her, and just another incredibly beautiful woman with incredible gifts on the planet. So that'll be next week, July 14th. So I look forward to seeing all of you then, and I wish you all a blessed day. Take in all of the beauty and bring it inside and honor your masculine and your feminine. Maybe that's the practice for today, to do that.
Yes,
absolutely. Yeah. So blessings, everybody. Feel free to put a word or two in the chat, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Also, a little plug to share this with people. I'd love to have more people in the room. It would be wonderful. Bye.
Yulia, what's your name on Facebook? Yulia.
Yeah, it's Julia Rose Magdalene.
Julia what?
Julia Rose Magdalene.
Rose Magdalene. Okay.
I got it. I'm putting it in the chat for you.
Thank you.
Sweet. Thank you for all the lovely comments. See you guys next week.
Thanks, Robyn.
Thanks, Yulia. Yeah, you're welcome, Nancy. Thanks for being here.
No, my pleasure.
Robyn, it's Magdalene with an E at the end.
Oh, yeah, I didn't spell that right.
Okay. Thank you so much, Robyn.
Like that.
You're amazing.
You're welcome. Mwah. Blessings, everybody.